So 3 things before we start off today's video. Number 1, if you stick around until the end, you might find out some information you may or might know about Doug Zeeff, aka Dzeeff. Number 2, you might be asking yourself, Swolelax, why are you just like my dad? Quite frankly, it's none of your business, son. Now go to your room and think about what you've done. Just know that your mother and I still love you despite the fact that you disappoint us. And number 3, most importantly, I'm wearing a very green shirt today, and if I see any bad green screen edits on Twitter, you guys are losing green shirt privileges forever, or more than likely until I forget. Yo, what's up, boys and girls, it's Swolelax here, and I'm back at it again with a video. This time, something just a little bit different. Today, let's talk about the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, Dzeeff. So recently I've been on a kick talking about different Yugitubers or different Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTube things that I have thoughts on and I have opinions on. And so I thought today might be a good time to address my thoughts on Dzeeff. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, I feel like it's important for historical context that I kind of give some background on this. If you do not know, Doug Zeeff, aka Dzeeff, is a Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTube channel, and he's one of the top Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTube channels and top Yu-Gi-Oh! Personalities inside of the community. Dzeeff makes video essay type Yu-Gi-Oh! Discussion and analysis type videos where he goes over different cards, different archetypes, deck profiles, strategies, that kind of thing. You guys might know him from such series as the Why Nobody Plays series, his old Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Effects series, or his Egyptian God video, which is one of the most popular videos inside of the entirety of yugitubing. I personally started watching Dzeeff back in like 2016, 2017 when I was getting back into the game. Like a lot of people, I grew to soon watch every single one of Doug's videos. I think this was around the time that he started uploading more consistently, going for daily uploads or multiple times a week uploads. From what I understand, this was a big shift from his previous upload schedule and his previous habits with yugitubing, going from a relatively small subscriber base to a massive amount of growth very, very fast. When I started watching Dzeeff, I believe he was in the like 13 to 20,000 subscriber range. Now he's grown to over 150,000 subscribers, getting thousands upon thousands of views every single time he posts a video. And today I kind of want to go over the complicated feelings that I have around why I stopped watching, or I guess how I stopped watching Dzeeff. And to best explain further, let's talk about YouTube notifications. Like I said previously before, I started watching Dzeeff a long time ago. I thought his content was really good. I thought it was really informative. And as a new player into the game, I really connected with what he was trying to say and certain things he was trying to make points of inside of either the competitive space or the casual space. But as the years have gone on, and what I've started to notice recently in particular with his YouTube channel and me subscribed to his YouTube channel, is that I haven't gotten any goddamn notifications. So after a little bit of hiatus of not seeing any notifications for new content or new live streams, it started to make me think, why did I subscribe to Dzeeff in the first place? And why do I connect with certain things on this channel? And here I'm about to tell you the absolute truth about Dzeeff. Dzeeff has some of the best written and informative content for every single player of every single skill level. His videos are great for new players who want to learn history, learn the rules and regulations. They want to get good competitive habits, and one of the most important things, which is tournament etiquette and how to be a good duelist. For returning players, it's actually really great. You see comments all the time, people being like, yo, I watched your videos, I've been binging them, and so now I've gotten back into the game. Watching Dzeeff's videos, they can get caught up on the meta. They can get learnt, I actually typed that out, oh my God. Get learnt on why maybe their old decks aren't quite as good. And for existing players, they might learn new things of history that they might not known about, new text for the formats, funny memes that they can relate to, and also get competitive recaps and tournament reviews for events that Dzeeff has gone to. For me, as a somewhat new to returning player back whenever he had a small amount of subscribers, this was actually really great for me to watch his videos, get informed, to get a little bit woke on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta, so to speak, and then really get into the game. And right now, as an existing player, I can watch these videos and enjoy something completely different about them that I did whenever I was new or returning. Plus, his content usually opens up a discussion that either not a lot of people are talking about, or he adds in his 2 cents to an existing discussion that he wants to create awareness of, or just has some feelings on. You guys may or may not see his influence on other channels. In addition to that, the second thing that I really like about the channel, or one of the things that I really connected with, was that I think that Doug is one of the funniest Yu-Gi-Oh! Content creators out there, just period. I think his humor and wit are something that I really like and relate to. I think it's something that I personally really like, a lot of the dry, sarcastic, more wordplay type humors. And I know Dzeeff has some goofy bits too that are a little less, a little less big brained, so to speak. Like the times whenever Doug either has gone off the rails, usually on stream or something, it really does make me appreciate his style of humor and rapport that he has with his audience and also himself. I know a big complaint is that he's too dry or that he's too monotoned or blah, blah, blah. And I think those are really unfair assessments of Dzeeff because whenever he talks in some of his videos, I can feel the hype, I can feel the excitement. And maybe in the past, it was a little more one note, so to speak, but I think over time, like we all do, we all get much better at delivering our content and we all get much more comfortable in front of camera or on microphone, however you want to call it. So I think it's kind of ridiculous and unreasonable considering how much, in my opinion, that his wit and humor and personality does show through his content, no matter if it's a video essay or a meme video, or it's one that he's talking about Avatar. Not necessarily do I find that his personality shows through in just his videos. It's also abundantly clear when you meet him in real life, when you talk to him IRL. A classic Swolelax and Dzeeff story that I think is just hilarious because I'm such an idiot. It goes back all the way to the 2018 WCQ in Dallas, Texas. It was one of my first bigger tournaments going back into the game. I did not actually qualify for the WCQ. It was something that I heard was going on. There would be side events, so I did the side events there. I played Goki, and you guys watching back then, you guys know that I made a deck profile for it, combo kitchens, all these other things. And so me, by the way, not bringing a side deck at all, decided to join a regional flight. It was like I just did one regional flight. And I find out that Dzeeff is also in my regional flight. So it was after the first round or two inside of this regional flight, and I lean over and I see Dzeeff. And after a small amount of silence, my dumb ass is like, so what's your plans for the rest of the day? What do you have? You gonna do some more regional flights? And I'll never forget this. He sits there, he looks at me, his eyebrows raise, and he's like, not if I win. Sorry. This just always cracks me up hearing that, because I think my response is something like, oh, yeah, right. Like, what a dumb question. It legitimately cracks me up every time I think about it, just because it's like no shit, Swolelax. Like this such a dumb question. So anyways, that's like my funny Dzeeff story. Moving on. Lastly, talking about Dzeeff's content, I think one thing I really like about it is that all these things combined, I think his content is really watchable. It's bingeable content. His writing and voice quality and video work all lend themselves really well to watching them back to back to back to back. Even if it's a series that spawns a couple years, or if it's just the last 5 or so uploads that he does, binging Dzeeff's content is really easy, it's really seamless, and the transition between pack openings and deck profiles and video essays is really smooth, and it sounds really nice, especially even if you're tabbed out or if you're just watching the videos. One thing that lends, I think, extremely well to Dzeeff's style of videos is this bingeable aspect. And quick aside, despite the fact that I think that the thumbnails themselves are like insane, they work so well, and I'm like pissed how well they work, because I'm like, they're so simple and so clean. I don't know how to describe it. Anyways, all these things combined, the way that his informative videos really do lend themselves well to every single player inside of Yu-Gi-Oh! His humor and wit and personality that shine through with all of his live streams and his content, and the way that you can consume and really get into his videos and his channel, all lend themselves to why I stopped watching Dzeeff. Wait. That's not right. We got baited. This whole entire time I was supposed to be talking about why I hated Dzeeff, why I stopped watching, and the truth behind why I stopped watching. Maybe, in fact, the truth is that YouTube's notifications and their subscription settings have kind of been bunk recently, and it led me to want to make this twist thumbnail and title. But who's to say? So to round off this Dzeeff exposed video, I want to leave you with some advice that Dzeeff told me a couple years ago, because, you know, giving advice out is something that I should do as your father. I've been such a small channel for so long that this kind of has really stuck with me, especially throughout my different hiatuses, or whatever you want to call it when I'm not uploading a bunch. Between in and out of formats, just kind of playing Yu-Gi-Oh, feeling myself out, and trying to figure out what I wanted to do, there were two things that Dzeeff and similarly other Yugitubers have told me throughout the years. Number one, try to be correct, because if not, the comments will eat you alive. And number two, do this because you want to. This goes out to all the small channels out there, but even sometimes the big channels that need a little bit of a pickup or a little bit of a reminder of why you do this. I know I definitely needed it a while back, and I'm going to be telling it to you. Do this because it's what you want to do, because you like the game, because you really want to make videos and talk to people, to open up discussions. Because there's no money or clout or glory inside of Yu-Gi-Oh! Or yugitubing or doing Yu-Gi-Oh streaming. I'm sorry to tell you this. I know. But the reality is, if you want to do yugitubing, if you want to make discussion videos, deck profiles, a sealed only series, a progression series, whatever, it's not as easy as it looks. And the thumbnails and the titles and all those things come with practice. But really, it does not, those things ultimately matter much, much less if you just straight up are doing these for the wrong reasons. If you're just doing this because clout, I don't know. Anyways, that's all I gotta say about Dzeeff. If you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe. I got more videos coming in the pipeline, so stay tuned for that if you'd like to. In addition to that too, let me know in the comment section down below what other YouTubers and other Yu-Gi-Oh streamers that you guys like or even dislike. I'm actually curious to know what you guys watch and what you guys see in other things. Now, of course, you guys might have some critiques of Dzeeff or even myself in the comment section down below. And I think that's something that we can explore together. Let's just talk about it, yo. And that's about it for today's video. I will talk to you guys later. Peace out.